Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
White people are scared to death right now, particularly white males. They're scared to death that they are going to lose their power in the future. And they are. But if you...
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no.
Long live Ag.
Yeah. These are my memoirs. Light up a cigar, smoke up the memories as I sit and dust them off. Why do people say it's just to piss you off? Ignore them, no call button and then dress too par. Now they can't test the gods, had to defy the odds. It only get tougher back then, we thought times was hard. Told them don't write me off, told them don't type at all. To all the ones that gave up, this a reply to y'all. That wavy haired kid that you knew, been on a tear since. The crowds was lower than the laughter now that I'm hearing. The praise for staying committed to something they played with. It was always about us, it's never about who's your favorite. Took my insecurities and made my future more secure. The way we moving, it's like we really been here before. The proof is in the progress from the year before. Furthermore, we wanted to further things more. They took another route, so what you think we kings for? No angel ever said, yo, who these wings for? Ain't no champion ever said, who these rings for? So don't question what God doing, who you live for. Start accepting who you are and what you do it for. Doing less, doing more, it's really either or. Meet them halfway when one close, here go another door. Here go your dreams, what you running for? Head full of steam, cause you want it, huh? But it's in your genes, you was born a star.
Yeah, damn, we done came far. The blessings soon pay off. I don't get a day off. Feel like the playoffs, they like, when y'all gon' take off? Dale got laid off, now we focused on trademarks. We just making hits after hits, no aid off. Now they wanna eat off the same plate that I ate off. They really be brainwashed, I sold ain't for trade-offs. Listen to these verses, these are thoughts that I brainstorm. People do me wrong, but nowadays I just pray for them. I've been under pressure, you can't tell cause I stay calm. I need peace and quiet, all I hear is the rain falls. Now all I see is green like my name was Draymond. ISO the brand and you know we gon' rain on. Shout out to the fans from the jump that stayed on. Rolling every hour of the day till the pain gone. Now every time we drop, yeah, they know that is napalms. ISO.
Peace, everybody, peace. I'm not going to stay on long, but I just, like to, and shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to everybody. I didn't even send out an email letting people know that I was live. And I did that purposely so I could see how YouTube is treating me when it comes to folks getting notifications that I'm live. So it is very different. It's 10 people watching, so that's a big difference. But it's okay. I'm still going to go live and speak. I wanted to get into shout out to everybody watching and shout out to everybody in the chat. Lilia and P. West. I think this is important to discuss because when we were in elementary school, we really didn't pay attention to everything that was taught because American U.S. history was so goddamn boring. It really was. And you go back and you get grown, you get older and settled in your ways, and you have your mind is much more sharper, and you're able to accept things, digest things in. Being self-taught is probably one of the best things you can do for yourself. Self-taught. Self-taught really means going out there and looking for information that makes clear sense and is very digestible. When you learn from other people, I find that you're directed into their mindset and their thoughts. And that's could be very dangerous to you and everybody else. I'm back here, you guys. I'm just not camming up today. I don't feel like it. Okay. But I am back here. Okay. Love y'all. Um, it's like when you learn from other people, you begin to take on their ideology. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's me or anybody. You must research, you must read things. The more information you find that is in objection to someone else's lecturing, it's helpful. It's helpful. That's when you know that you're really researching. When you find information that's in opposition to someone else's, and it makes more, what you find makes more common sense to somebody else's. You cannot always believe everybody's lecturing and teachings. I don't care if they have doctorate degrees, master's degree like myself. You have to research. The more information that you find that's in objection to someone else's lecturing, that's your beginning of understanding, of searching for the truth. The more information you find that's in objections to someone else's, it strengthens your research ability. And that's a fact. You can't not sit on what someone teaches you and take it in and keep it and stand on it. You can't stand on people's lecturing. You can't. I don't care who the person is, even if it's me. You must go out and research. And that's been the biggest problem with our people in our community. They tend to believe and admire and idealize people. You have to put idolization away. You do, because that could be dangerous for you. And it could also be misleading. So you're going to have to get out there and get in your settled mind as adults and just start looking and putting pieces together. One of the biggest things that I found about research is the truth will poke out at you. And it's the very little things that are mentioned in a document and a someone's research writing, or this government's neglect to hide something. Sometimes because so many papers were written back in the 1600s, that those that are trying to hide information from you, they can't hide everything, because it has to make sense first, and it has to be very true. So when you're going back and changing documents from former empires or governments, they always make a mistake. When you're out doing things on bad intentions, hiding information, you never can hide information. You can't, because the truth comes out of their mouth on live public media. It comes out in their quest to try and revise official documents. That comes out because they forget in certain times in the past, certain ink and typing was not done. So when you see a lot of documents typed um, from like the 1600s, you know that it was a revised document, because there were no typewriters in the 16 and 1500s. Yet our people don't pay attention to things like that. There were not, what do you call it? Spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets were not created in the 16, 15, and 1400s. So, someone went in and inserted data to their liking. So these are things that you really have to watch out for. When you see documents that were created in Microsoft Word providing information on things that happened in the 14th, 15th, 1600s, and 1700s, like slave voyage databases and shit like that. No, I'm sorry. Everything was handwritten, and people went and created databases and inserted names. These databases were not written or created in those times. That's one of the most important things that you have to pay attention to. When you see databases like slavevoyages.com, there were no databases created in the 1619s, the 1500s, or the 1400s. All that shit was uploaded and typed by colonizers. Okay? You have to understand that. Colonizers and those descendants of those colonizers, which walk this earth today, have jobs in historic societies. In historic societies, they have jobs, and their jobs are to transcribe what was written into databases of current day. And for the life of me, I plead with you, please don't believe these motherfuckers in these historical societies. It's their job to transcribe what was written by an official back in the 1700s, 1600s, 1800s, when London and Britain was in power in certain colonies. Historical societies of today have employees, and they're innocently doing this. They are the employees that are like low level database people get jobs as database managers, and they're the ones who are typing this shit, and it's getting revised by managers and directors. Once they do the Mickey Mouse part of uploading, it's easier for managers, directors, and supervisors as high as you go up, and state agencies. They're doing this work. They're making changes. They're making all these municipalities in different states. When you see the signs founded in 1621, that's a lot of fucking bullshit. All these different municipalities. When you see driving and you enter one town from another, founded in this state. Well, who the fuck are the founders? You're lying. You didn't found shit. You didn't found nothing. All these signs. When Willie and I take rides and we ride by in different towns, we pay attention to the signs. Founded in this state. Founded in this state. It's a lot of it is a fucking lie. Okay? They had original Indian names and changed it to another name, founded the town of such and such. It's all fucking lies, y'all. And you really, really, when you're riding around in your towns and you see these signs, when you go from town to town, welcome to such and such town, welcome to such and such town. These motherfuckers just plotted there, and the town became theirs. They have a serious chokehold on the towns in the municipality offices. Like when you go to the land records and you see who owns a land and you doing title searches, the motherfuckers are in there changing shit. Seriously, changing records every day. They're doing this shit to keep you from claiming your land, because they that are running these municipality towns, like land records and shit like that, the clerks, they get nervous when you walk in because they know that they are hired to do dirty work, moving town lines and property lines. They do that shit all in the local municipality offices. These motherfuckers are dirty. And these are foreigners doing this. Foreigners that are hired in these jobs. You got to understand. All you have to do is look at people's last names that are working in different state buildings and state agencies. I mean, you see people with last name like Strokovitz and some names that ain't got no fucking vowel sounds in them. They're not true Americans. And these are the motherfuckers that are hired to be municipality workers. And they're doing this shit. How are you going to move property lines around and land records, and you're not even from the United States? You barely could even fucking speak English. It's a consolidated effort always to keep this information from you. And they see our people, being Negroes, as being like the feeble-minded people in the world, the most feeble-minded people in the world. And the reason why they see our people as feeble-minded is because we don't understand the way they do things. If we don't understand the way the European does things, we're deemed feeble-minded and not smart. No, and that's not the case. That's not the case. Foreigners are educating you on the way they do things. And when you don't understand the way they do things in your own land, I mean, you have to really say to yourself, well, damn, we know this is their land, these brown people. And how the fuck would you feel if I went to Europe and changed the way you do shit? You want the original people to conform to the way you want to run shit. And that's a horrible thing to do, whether you are on the mainland or in Central or South America. You have foreigners that have come in and took over the way you ran your own fucking land. So just flip the picture. Suppose I was in Russia. We were in Russia. We just went to Russia and just started running shit the way we wanted to. That wouldn't be a great thing. They would think, well, who the fuck are these people think they are coming to our land? Well, that's how the fuck we feel when you foreigners come over here that can barely speak English, okay, and run shit. So Negroes have a right to feel the way they do when they see you and their former ancestors, municipalities, that you changed the name and said, oh, this is the town of such and such. You fucking pig. They should be pissed with you. So that's what I'm saying. My state, Connecticut, is the most racist state of all the 50 states. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Connecticut, I would never recommend anybody to do business in my state. And I'm saying that to protect you, because it's a terrible state to do business in and to have a business in. It's extremely racist to the 10th power. I don't care what government official is elected and wins. They're just raceless from their heart to their minds to their souls. They are. I don't care how they try to fix it. They're evil people. And I'm only here temporarily now until I fucking retire. But I would never recommend anybody to this state. It's the most racist state that you could live in out of all the 50 states. They're evil. They're ugly. They're mean. They're nasty. You can't trust them. And it will just never, ever be a good state. Ever. I don't give a fuck who is in office. Me, my years in the state, I could never be one to kiss ass and bow down. I can't do it. It disgusts me. It makes me want to puke. I can't do that to myself. I can't. So I will never fit in corporate management. I'm not a good fit. I can honestly and truthfully say that. I don't know how to fake and laugh. I don't go out to functions with any of my colleagues. I don't go to any events because I have to be me. So if I'm going to be me, I need to be at home so I can be me because I know how ugly they are. And it's very bad. Very, very, very bad. The harm that they've done to my people in this state is just alarming. And I mean, they've did things so harmful to our men in this state when it comes to prison sentencings and shit like that. Unusual and cruel punishment on a day-to-day basis towards the men and women. They have revolving doors because they know our people are going to be in and out of drug addiction programs. They never want them to get better because you are a number. If you ever go to any state of Connecticut drug programs, it's a moneymaker for them. They don't care if you recover or not. They need you to come back. That's why the door's always open. And it's just not a great place. So far, almost all of my family is out of this fucking state. It's just a few left. I'm leaving for South. I can't fucking wait to go to get away from this. And I mean, if this place collapses, it's probably for the best. I mean, if any war is gonna hit United States because there's so many threats from what I'm hearing being made, I would honestly hope I'm gone by the time a bomb comes. I don't want to be in this state, but this is one of the I truly would like to see all 13 colonies just sink. I do. They need to, because the founders of them are just a group of ugly people, and so are their descendants, the descendants of all 13 colonies. And if war hits or a foreign country sends weapons over here to destroy, I would hope it just hits the 13 colonies. I'm serious. And I mean that because these 13 colonies have not only been ugly to its citizens across these states, but they've just been ugly to people across the whole entire world. Really. They've been ugly across the entire world. How are you that ugly and think that you're going to have a bright future in your kids? How long do you think your children are going to have a bright and beautiful future before all the people that you've harmed, not only in this state, but everywhere in the fucking world? You have an expiration date as far as I'm concerned. When you've imposed so much evil across the world, you have an expiration date. You do. I won't be alive when that expiration date comes. I know that. But I can't wait to see their expiration date. You can only have control over a world but for so long. I'm seeing a lot in the news today are the Aboriginals of different countries standing up to these motherfuckers. And I just watch it and I kind of admire it too. Because enough is enough. We'll probably be the last Aboriginal people to stand up to the people that have been having control over our land. We'll probably be the last to do that because we have so many families now mixed in with these colonizers. And I get that. But at some point, it's enough is going to be enough. What we're seeing in the news today is what's happening over the seas. And it's only a matter of time. I mean, I don't think it'll be that long. Maybe not in my era where we finally see a people stand up and overthrow a ugly government. It's gonna happen regardless. And I really, really, truly hope that the indigenous people of the indigenous lands across the United States take this as a long, long lesson of punishment and never make the same mistake a fucking again. It's like all the indigenous people around the world have been put to sleep, a deep sleep. That's what it seems like to me. All the indigenous people of indigenous lands and this planet who have been colonized by Europeans. It's like they all went to sleep, were put to sleep. And it's this huge fucking nightmare. And it's like now in this era, they're waking up and standing up to these people that took over their land and they're making them get the fuck out. I personally applaud Africa for telling the French to get the fuck out their country. Even if it is a shithole looking place, Africa, which it is, they made the colonizers get the fuck out. And I thought I so admire that. I do. I really do. And that's a starting point. It's going to take a long time, probably a couple of more decades. I don't think it'll be centuries, but I really believe that in all countries all over the world where these pigs came in and took over, they're going to be asked to leave. And I see it happening. Get out of our country. And the people are standing up and they're assassinating them. If they don't get out, they're just slowly assassinating them out. And, you know, a pig that takes over somebody else's land deserves it. That's why, you know, when I watch the news and I see places like hospitals being bombed up with babies in them, only an evil devil can do that to people. Elderly people in the hospital, and all of a sudden a bomb just hits their house. That's ugly. That's just not a human thing to do. So I can't even say that these people are human that are causing these atrocities. So that's why I don't get into politics, because who am I to sit over here on North American landmass and say, fuck those Palestinians? No, I'm not going to say that. If it's their land, it's their land. If you bastards are in their land, get the fuck out. Leave them alone. This is why I say when United States send weapons over to other countries to assassinate other people, they're not representing me. I don't believe in empowering original people of original lands. I'm against that. I believe motherfuckers should be in their own land that they come from. Why run from a land that is yours? Like foreigners, everybody that's over here, this is not their land. If you're from Germany, you should be living in Germany, running your own fucking country. If you're from Pakistan, you should be over in Pakistan running your own fucking country. Whatever country you came from, you should run to. I remember reading a scripture in their Bible, because that's not my Bible, that the world or the earth is going to shift and give each man a chance to run back to their own land. Well, I wish that motherfucker would shift tonight. I'm serious. I'm serious. I am dead against people that don't belong to a country taking over a country. I'm against that. I don't think it's right. If you are from Spain and you're in the fucking Middle East trying to run shit, you deserve to be made to disappear. Why is your funky ass over there? Why? That's not the Middle East is not your country. State of fucking Spain. Is there not enough land in Spain for you and your people to stay at? That's the way I see it. If you don't invade people's country, there will be no wars. Maybe internal wars with the aboriginals that are there, but we don't fucking need extra. And I'm keeping it very real. This is why when I watch the news, I don't sit on panels saying, ooh, we should send weapons over to Israel. No. I think for me, if you're representing me, you're going to mind your fucking business and let them handle their own problems. So when you send weapons to another country to bomb out another area or people, you're not representing me. And I want people from other countries to see this. Not all of us brown people here in North American landmass support sending weapons of mass destructions to hurt people. That's not in my heart. So you don't represent me as a country. Please don't ever think you do. And this needs to be said so that other countries can see, wow, the indigenous brown people of North America, there's a lot of them sending out messages saying, we're not in agreement with the United States sending weapons to destroy you. We're not. And I have a right to say this. And other countries need to know this. The brown people are not giving United States permission to send weapons over to destroy any countries. And this needs to be known. So if I ever walk around, which I'm never leaving my fucking country, I don't even have a passport. I don't own one, and I don't fucking want one. I'm going to always stay on the soil I'm from. I don't go visit other countries. I have no interest. I don't even go to the islands. I have no interest. I only want to be on the soil I'm from in the mainland. I could care less about surrounding islands or other places. I'm only comfortable in my zone, which is North America mainland. So I'm saying this because it's important for people in other foreign countries, whether it be Russia, whether it be any country, it doesn't matter. Not all the brown people in America that sends weapons over to your country. We don't promote that. It's not what we do. We don't sit down in a meeting with United States officials and say, hey, send some weapons over to Israel. That's not our call. And you need to know this. They need to know this. You need to know this in Israel. We are not sending you weapons. It's not us. It's your friends in America. We're not friends with Israel like that. Not to say that we don't like them, but just know whoever they're sending weapons for Israel to destroy, we brown people have nothing to do with those decisions. It's not our decision to do that. So Pakistanians need to know, look, the brown people over here didn't sit down in meetings with the government of the United States and say, hey, send weapons to Israel to destroy Pakistan or whatever, or any country. We don't do that. It does not come with us. So when you're looking at my face in other countries, you're seeing an American. I am an American. All right. There's only one group of Americans. You have America, the continent, and then you have the United States, which is a country that sits on the North American continent. North America is the continent. United States is a country sitting on our continent. I am Aboriginal and indigenous to the North American continent. So I am an American. This is why there's a difference, and you need to understand this in other countries everywhere. There is a difference between an American and a United States citizen. Two different people. The actual American is the indigenous person to the soil. The United States is a country sitting on our continent. All right. So when you see people like President Biden, Kamala Harris, they're United States citizens. They're not Americans. There's a huge ass difference. And that's what people have to understand. When you see American, you're looking at me. I'm an American because I'm indigenous from this soil forever and ever. Infinite time here. Okay. South America. You have that's America, but it's just South. And they're Americans. They're just South Americans. South American. Then you have Central America. All right. They're Aboriginals, indigenous to America. They're Americans. It's a difference, okay, between Americans and United States citizens. Big difference. Again, the 50 states are a country that sits on North American continent. It does not make them an American. They're United States citizens. Different. So what I say to thee, and because it's a fact that I am an American, because I'm an indigenous person to the North American soil. This behavior that these colonizers have practiced based on doctrine of discovery, they've done this all over the world to indigenous people. They took over indigenous people's lands, and the indigenous people became the inferior. And if you notice, which is fucking interesting, the indigenous people across the fucking world are my shade of every continent. The indigenous people of every fucking continent is my shade, many shades of me. The people running them are not the indigenous people of the continent. Therefore, we are prisoners of war on our continent by foreigners. How do you say you're an American when your lineage is from Russia or any other fucking European country? How are you lineage-wise from another country and calling yourself an American? That's an insult to the indigenous people, aboriginals, to a landmass. If you're from any European country, you are not an American. You are a United States citizen. That's where you flop at. You're not an American. You are not an American. You are a United States citizen. And this is what needs to be taught in our schools. United States Department of Education got it all fucking twisted. And if we don't teach our children who they are, it's going to be a fucking problem. We can't raise our children telling them that they're from Africa. We're from this landmass. We're indigenous people. We're Americans. Yes, we have dual citizenship in the United States as Aboriginals, but we're also Americans because we're actually from this soil. People from Germany, England, the Dutch, Spain, they didn't bring us in here on ships. We were already here when they arrived on our continent. And what they did was enslaved us. Enslaving meaning providing jobs, which is what they do with everybody on this North American landmass. And we're going to read about that today, so you'll be able to see where I'm coming from. So I just want the United States, the country, to stop getting it fucking twisted. You got arrogant Negroes who are originally or were placed in the fucking islands teaching African history, which doesn't have a goddamn thing to do with the Aboriginals here in the North America. I will fight these bastards until death about our history. I will fight these son of bitches to death about my true history. That's how serious I am. These brothers like Jabari. I don't give a damn. I will fight you. My grandchildren will grow up and crucify your ass. That's how much hate that I have for Negroes that have licked the ass of those who created the United States. And I mean this shit from my heart. My grandchildren will grow up and crucify your grandchildren. They will not grow up under a lie that their ancestors came here on some fucking slave ships by one of the 6 invaders of North American landmass. That's going to be the war of hell. My grandchildren against yours. You will lose. So let's read some notes that I took. And no one's to say that this shit is the truth, but I went to Spain and pulled information from what they kept in their records. No one's to say, oh, this shit is true or not. But what I said is you should always check yourself. Never sit in an audience and believe someone's lecturing to be the truth. Look yourself. You have to stop looking for leaders. That's the biggest habit and problem with our people. They always look for leaders. Be your own leader. You have to be the king of your own home. If you're a head of household, you never ever follow someone else. Never. A leader and the head of a home is a leader and the head of a home. Never ever follow someone else's lecturing. Never allow anyone the power to control what's in your children's heads or what's being planted in their brains. You have to, that head of household, whether it's mom or dad, you have to step up and save your children's brain, because these motherfuckers are doing exactly what their Bible tells them to do. And one of the biggest things is bruising your fucking head. That's in their book of Genesis. Bruising of the head. What's in the head is the brain. and all the rhetoric that's taught to you can bruise your brain. As parents, we have to take that fucking Band-Aid off and heal our children. Seriously, we have to. And that consists of teaching them the truth about our history. These bastards are so horrible that brown people can be from any fucking place in the world except being Aboriginal to the North American continent. Don't you think that's ironic? That's ironic. To the point where you made up a fucking story and said you brought them, the brown people that's here, you brought them here when they were here when you got here. And that's a fact. They were here in North America, they were here in South America, and they were here in Central America. This is what I say about these foreigners. You have to check these son of a bitches at the door. They're the ones who came here, not us. We were already here. We greeted these bastards. But you have to let time take its place, because eventually they will perish and be returned what they did in our history. They're going to pay for it. They're going to lose sleep at night. It's starting. It's already starting. Indigenous people all over the world are stepping up to these colonizing bastards. And I'm watching it in the news. And my message is clear to all those that have been colonized around this globe, or whatever you call it, this flat land, this flat earth. We brown people here in North America continent are not the decision makers to send bombs to your country and weapons for you to harm people or someone to harm you. We were not sitting at the table when that decision was made. And they need to know this all around the world. It's not us. I had nothing to do with those decisions. So when you look at an American, please don't think that we're the shot callers of weapons being sent to your country to harm you. We're not. That's not us. That comes from United States. We don't have anything to do with that. They make those decisions. United States, not America. So, with that being said, I want to read some notes, just some notes that I took that I found to be interesting. Smash the like button, you guys. Honor and love to None Your Business, Richard Neil Bay, George, Kiowa. Who else we got in here? OJ Dubs, Legend of Naga Charlie, C. Roberts, The Realest Word Alive, Original Skywalker, T. Cortez, Mama Chief, let's see, Mark Spector, Lilia, and P. West again. And everybody watching, honor, and I know a lot of you are shy. So let's just read quickly through these notes that I took from Spain. Okay, where did it go? Okay, here it is. Let me get it to the top here. I should be able to find it now. There it is. Okay. Give me a 1 if I sound okay. Amani, love you. Jay Shaw. Can y'all let me know if my mic sounds okay? If you give me a 1, do I sound muffled or does it sound okay? Oh, good. Okay, awesome. OG Green Machine. And I'll open the panel up because I really want to dialogue about this. So I just took some notes from that I found interesting. Spanish colonists settled in greatest numbers where there were dense indigenous populations and the existence of valuable resources for extraction. The Spanish Empire would expand across the Caribbean islands, half of South America, almost all of Central America, and most of North America. Now, interesting, I never knew. And and like I told you, when I was a little kid, I did not pay attention to U.S. history. It was fucking boring. I read real good, but none of it I digested. The United States of Spain. I had no clue that there was a United States of Spain. Did anybody know that there was a United States of Spain? I'm sorry. I'm not smarter than a fifth grader. I admit it. I did not know that there was a United States of Spain. That's like really weird to me. So if you did know it, kudos to you. Oh, you never knew neither. Yeah. I went on the Spain site and pulled this out. And I said, wow, that's interesting. This year is the 245th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, a historical step that gave birth to this great nation. Our most sincere congratulations to the people of the United States of America and to the Spaniards that made it possible with their contributions. The legacy is pleased to present to you the secret document that we have fruitfully recovered. We briefly highlight 300 years of history about the unknown map of the Viceroyalty of Spain. A fundamental part of our history is that we should all be aware of and taken upon the responsibility of learning and teaching. So I just took notes that are all over the place. Many years before the existence of the United States of America existed the United States of Spain, a group of provinces that expanded over a half of the North American territory. And they're saying it was California, Oregon, Nevada, Idaho, Colorado, New Mexico, Kansas, Montana, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and even Alaska were Spanish territories with a wide variety of names. Nueva Vizcaya, Nueva Leon, Nueva Santander, Nueva Navarra, Nueva Extremadura. Now, Nueva means new. I know that. So they kind of like did what the British colonizers did. Everything became new this, new that, like New England, New York, all these different things. But I'm like, wow, I just thought that was very interesting. And this poster we have created it is clearly shown that in 1776, the year the Declaration of Independence was signed, Spanish territory in North America occupied a vast expanse. These lands remained under Spanish control for more than 200 years and continued to be known as New Spain until the 19th century. And they show you this map, which I found to be very interesting. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. Matter of fact, let me stop sharing for a minute and then we'll come back to reading because I want you to see that map. I thought it was very interesting. I never seen it before. It's right here. I don't know how good you can see it. I thought it was very interesting. It says the Spanish legacy in the United States of America. And I never knew it was the United States of Spain, which is wild to me. And if you look at this map, Spanish Louisiana, look how fucking huge that is. And Nueva California. So that was New California. It's like, wow. I thought this was very, very interesting. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this. This is like, wow. Now, I don't know how true this is, but I pulled it from their site and I was like, damn, this is very interesting. Very interesting. I just thought it was interesting to show. Let me finish reading because it's not that much to read that I printed out. I just thought it was very interesting to interesting notes. Okay, so then we move on. Spanish claimed and settled Mexico, most of Central and South America, several islands in the Caribbean, and what are now Florida, California, and Southwest region of the United States. The territories remained under Spanish rule until the War of the Spanish Succession. Beginning with the 1492 arrival of fake Columbus and continuing for over 3 centuries. That's 300 years. The Spanish Empire would expand across the Caribbean islands, half of South America, most of Central America, and much of North America. We already said that. Spain soon grew rich from ample deposits of gold and silver in Mexico, Central America, and South America. In addition to the quest for gold, however, Spain sought to spread Christianity. In 1493, during the second voyage, fake Columbus founded Isabela, the first permanent Spanish settlement in the New World on Hispaniola. After finding gold in recoverable quantities nearby, the Spanish quickly overran the island and spread to Puerto Rico in 1508, to Jamaica in 1509, and to Cuba in 1511. So when I read this shit, y'all, now I'm not saying that the Spaniards are lying from their historical site, but when I read this shit, and they call themselves coming, spreading into Puerto Rico, Jamaica, and Cuba, I then see the fuckery because you Spaniards are screwing the Puerto Ricans, the Jamaicans, and the Cubans, and some are coming out with more European features. Y'all see where I'm at with this? Some coming out with more European features, and that's the divide of the original Negro that was there when they got there. And you're going, Spain confirms that people were there when they got there. Not once bringing Africans at all. And we're going to get to that. It's like they're fucking coming out telling the truth. Now, I'm like, wow. When I saw that, and, I see the Puerto Rico, because you have Puerto Ricans who have the Negro features like me, as you see my face, the originals that were there when Spain got there and they made babies. And that's how you get your Cardi B looking Puerto Ricans, even though she's not Puerto Rican. Okay. You get your mulatto looking people. Whether it's in Puerto Rico, you got Puerto Ricans that look more Spaniard, and you have your Puerto Ricans that look more like me. In Jamaica, you got Jamaicans that have that pretty skin like my color, and they have the straight hair that they got from like the Spaniards. Their hair came out, some of them, they call them coolies in Jamaica. And then you got the Cubans that are dark. Now, you know, Cuba is like 100% niggas, and they're dark. And then you got the light ones that done, you know, came out. And I'm like, this is so interesting. The Treaty of Paris, which I heard Cheap Holiday said that's a fake ass treaty. But he says it, but he never goes deep into it. That's what I hate. And he's gonna have to stop that because he said that this Treaty of Paris was fake. Signed December 10th, 1898, conformed to these terms. Spain relinquished Cuba and ceded to the United States the Philippines, wow, which I find interesting, Puerto Rico, and Guam. I thought that was very interesting. The treaty was strongly opposed in the U.S. Senate, but was approved February 1899 by a single vote. The war that erupted in 1898 between the United States and Spain was preceded by 3 years of fighting by Cuban revolutionaries to gain independence from Spanish colonial rule. And Cuban, you see Cubans, they look just like me and you, dark. And I'm like, wow. See, this is shit that I didn't know. I didn't know United States had a war with Spain in 1898. Did anybody know that? If you did, kudos to you. I did not know the 50 states had a war with Spain in 1898. I did not know that. That's interesting. And okay. At the height of the Spanish Empire's power, it controlled 35 colonies that spanned every continent on Earth except Australia and Antarctica. Wow. However, over time, the Spanish Empire began to decline. Many of its colonies became independent countries, and others were lost to other European powers. The Roman conquest began in 218 BC and led to a far-reaching process of cultural assimilation, the repercussions of which continue to be felt today. Following the fall of the Western Empire, Hispania and was conquered by Germanic tribes, Visigoths, Suevi, and Vandals, and then by the Moors. Interesting. Very interesting. See, this is what I was talking earlier to A1 about the Moors. I was so confusing because it's hard. See, when A1 teaches me about the Moors, right? I'm thinking Moors over here, and then you have Moors over in Morocco, and I'm like, all right, which fucking ones are they talking about? Which Moors uh, conquered Hispania? The ones over there or over here? It's confusing. So that's what I said. It's a confusion. I'm still severely confused when it comes to these Moors. I am. Spain ruled the Americas for 3 centuries, followed by the Spanish conquest. The empire was created in a time of rising European dictatorship, which flourished in both Spain and Spanish America and reached its height in the 18th century, which is the 1700s. Spain and Portugal were the first 2 European nations to colonize anywhere within the New World. Spain focused on what is now Central America, Florida, and into the central United States. Interesting. Spain was the first empire to colonize North America, but they lost control over it because they settled it for short term gains, not for long time growth. The main incentive behind colonizing North America was for gold and passage. So they just wanted the money back. And then they was out. Minister Onis and Secretary Adams reached an agreement whereby Spain ceded East Florida to the United States and renounced all claim to West Florida. Spain received no compensation, but the United States agreed to assume liability for $5 million in damage done by the American citizens who rebelled against Spain. These are just notes. Spain conquered and ruled vast areas. And listen to this, y'all. Spain conquered and ruled vast areas in Central and South America. Precious metals such as gold and silver, land, and a large population to provide labor were the attractions. The large population did not last, however. So, right there alone, Spain is telling you that they colonized, they conquered it because of the large population of people there. That's what attracted them, because they had a lot of people already there here in South America. It was already a bunch of Negroes here in South America. And they liked it that because they wanted them to work the gold and silver and the land, the people that was already there. So they came there to do business. Well, yo, if you do this, y'all could do this shit for us. That's what I'm saying. They did not bring slaves there. They worked with the people that was already there. And they integrated, had babies with them, and came out with these mixed babies. Some came out with more of their Spaniard features, and some came out with mulatto looking, and some came out looking like Puerto Rican, like a Negro. And that's where the problem lied. In South America, a lot of Puerto Ricans that look more white are very funny acting to the ones that look like me, which is fucked up. The original one, instead of becoming more Spanish, the two Floridas increasingly became more American. Finally, after several official and unofficial U.S. military expeditions into the territory, Spain formally ceded Florida to the United States in 1821, according to terms of the Adams-Onis Treaty. Among the countries in the region, the Philippines had the longest colonial experience under Western powers. It was a Spanish colony for 3 centuries and an American colony for approximately half a century. The Americans referred to the country as a U.S. territory and or a ward, but never as a colony. So those are some notes that I have, but I also have this. Let me see. Let me get back to where I am. I wanted you to see this, which I thought was interesting. Oh, I'm going to have to stop this banner so you can see. All right. Fair use. So the entirety of North and South America was colonized by the European powers. And those are Spain, Portugal, Britain, France, the Netherlands, which is the Dutch, and Russia. I never knew it was Russia too. I fucking freaked out. And it just like, wow, this is why I said, be your own leader. I'm not saying all this is true, but it's so much information out there, and you can really, really dialogue and figure shit out. So we got the Spaniards, California, Oregon, Nevada, Idaho, Colorado, New Mexico, Kansas, Montana, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and even Alaska. I did not know the Spaniards colonized Alabama and Mississippi and Kansas. That shit, or Colorado, that shit is, well, that was really interesting. And then I just want to do one thing on California. I thought it was so interesting, these notes that I took, but I'm gonna do it another day. So then you got Portugal. They, Brazil, Colonia de Sacramento, and Uruguay, Guinea, and Venezuela. That's who Portugal colonized. And then Britain, of course, Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and South Carolina. Now, keep in mind, they didn't have the whole entire fucking state. I just need to put that out there, and I'm going to show you on the map in a minute. All right? They had a particular area that they colonized. And then you got France, where many major North American cities were founded by the French, including not only Montreal, Quebec, and New Orleans, but also Detroit, St. Louis, and Chicago. I thought that was interesting. In the 7 years War of 1756 and 1763, known as the French and Indian War in North America, France lost much of its North American territories to Britain. So the French, is Negroes here. All this time, the war is going on, and it just opens your brain to things. This war from 1756 to 1763, it was Indians fighting. No mentioning of African slaves. And this is in 1756 and 1763. This is why I said, please read and research it. That's just like a big brainer for me, or eye-opening for me. This war is going on, and no Africans are running around. It's the Indians, the Negroes fighting with these fucking friends. Yes. And I'm like, wow, in here nowhere for slaves. They were fighting the Negroes. We were in all these lands, and Connecticut, the lands that Portugal colonized, and the lands that Spaniard colonized. All Negroes were here. They were attracted to the population that was already here. And it was the Indians, because we knew how to get that damn gold and shit, because it didn't mean nothing to us. We just go in there and get it. We didn't know the value of that shit, but they were the greedy dogs. And then you got the Dutch colonists were claiming land as far as north as present-day Albany, New York, as far as south as to include all of present-day New Jersey to Cape Henlopen, Delaware, and far east as the Connecticut River, the Dutch. And then what I found strikingly interesting, and remind you, the Dutch, they was always dealing with niggas. They hated the niggas. Watch the Cotton Club. The Dutch hated niggas. Well, all of them did anyway, because you're fucking with their land, so you're gonna hate them. So I'm like, and then Russia, which really freaked me out. I did not know Russia colonized. In 2 arduous voyages, Vitrus Bering, that's where they get the Bering Strait from, and Alexei Kurikov, that shit is Russian, under commission of the Russian crown, sailed through the area now called the Bering Strait. That's where that last name comes from. In 1728 and in 1741, discovered the Aleutian Islands and the mainland of Alaska, both of which they claimed for Russia. The purchase of Alaska in 1867 marked the end of Russian efforts to expand trade and settlements to the Pacific coast of North America and became an important step in the United States' rise as a great power in the Asia Pacific region. So I was like, well, I'll be fucking damn. I did not know that Russia purchased fucking Alaska. That shit freaked me out because now I see them, Russia, purchasing Alaska. And then you got these Asia Pacific people. You already have these Asia Pacific region. In the United States rise as a great power in the Asia Pacific region, Alaska. Now, this is the shit. Now, I said, I could be wrong, but when you look at these civilized tribes, they got these people kind of look like Asian mixed in with white people. These are the motherfuckers. The Russia and United States, to me, got together and fucking took over the tribe. They did this shit. Put these funny looking Asian looking like people, pretending them to be, okay, they're indigenous to the Americas, but them are not the motherfuckers that were original in these tribes. This bullshit, yo. Russia and these United States cling together and put these Asian looking people over the tribes with these little slanted eyes and Russians that came in and invaded our Indian tribes, Aboriginal tribes. And now these motherfuckers that look like this Asian kind of like shit. Let me pull it up. Now, you see in Russia with so-called indigenous Asian looking people. Okay, look at this dude. Prime example. You a fucking Cherokee chief, but you fucking kind of look like those Russian Asian people from Alaska. Look at this. You were not in South Carolina. I'm sorry. Look at this man. He looks kind of like Philippine and Asian. Get the fuck out of here, yo. And then your ass. Where's his little ugly face? Fuck out of here. They look Russian and Asian. They invaders. Got together with United States. This is the bullshit I'm talking about. Fuck out of here, man. None of them were in South Carolina chilling with Big Mama. It's a fucking lie, man. So I just thought that this is very interesting. Very interesting. I did not know Russia purchased Alaska. This explains why you have these Asiatic looking fucking Indians. And if you read that, and Russia is very close with United States, if you ask me. And so is Germany. It's interesting because I don't see Germany being a colonizer in America. Let me see if Germany colonized. Oh, they're saying German attempts at the colonization of the Americas consisted of German Venezuela. Okay. Wet Welser, St. Thomas and Crab Island in the 16th and 17th centuries. So that's like in the 1500s and the 1600s. They're saying where Germany colonized in America. So the largest settlements of Germans were in New York City, Baltimore, Cincinnati, St. Louis, and Milwaukee. German and Irish. That's interesting. But settlements, not colonizing. And it's saying that nearly 1 million Germans immigrated to America. Like in 1854, 215,000 Germans arrived. Now, so when you're saying this African shit, that's why it's bullshit, because these Europeans were the ones that was migrating in this bitch. It was them, their numbers. Their asses came here. So, I mean, you also got to look at the treatment. These Europeans don't like Negroes. Why would they bring Negroes over here? They don't even fucking like us. So why would they go to Africa and bring people here? They was working with the Indians that was already here. And we're all going to be niggas to them always, forever and ever and ever. Europeans, white ones, do not like us like that. So why would they go and get millions of us and bring us here from Africa? You got to make shit make sense. They're not going to bring a bunch of motherfuckers that's capable of jumping up and killing their asses. You got to look at shit for what it really is. This is why I said, please get off the white man's nuts about this bringing all these fucking blacks over here from Africa. They don't like us. Why are you going to bring millions of people that you don't even fucking like? They don't even like walking by us. You got to make shit make sense. When a motherfucker bring a million motherfuckers over here that they don't like, they never, ever, ever in existence of history ever liked us. So why the fuck would you bring a million motherfuckers you don't like to a country that yo funky ass is going to be at? I look at shit for what it really is. You're going to bring millions of healthy, strong niggas, blackies from Africa that can whoop your ass once the chains are off of them. That don't make no sense. So this is the fucking history you're lying about in school. And you stupid ass Jamaican women that are in states offices, stop being so fucking stupid. Y'all the monkey asses. That's stupid as hell. Ain't no white Europeans. And I'm going to say this and keep saying it. White Spaniards don't like your fucking ass. Portuguese don't like your black ass. Britain don't like your black ass. That's why they left Britain, to come their asses here. Or was kicked out. French don't like your black ass. Dutch don't like your black ass. And Russia damn sure don't like your ass. So why would these white people bring a bunch of motherfucking niggas that they don't like in the millions to a whole nother fucking continent? They brought their own people here. The story makes no sense. They hate our guts from our existence as gods. So they're not going to go in Africa and bring some motherfuckers that got our features over here to work for them. They don't like brown-skinned people. Always truthfully understand that and know that in your heart. Now, you got a few of them that done married some niggas, but so the fuck what? That's not the majority. The story, you're not going to put this story down my kids' throats. You're not going to lie to my kids and say they brought these darkies over here when they don't even fucking like us. And they still don't to this day. They cringe when we walk by them like we're going to rob them. And they're the biggest fucking thieves in the world. That's the shit that freaks me out. You grab your purse and hold it more tight when the brown guy walk by, but the white guy is the one that know how to get in your fucking bank account and steal all your shit. That's the motherfucker you need to cringe by. They know your code before it come out your goddamn brain. You put in your motherfucking password to get in your bank account because y'all so fucking stupid. You let them use you as test subjects. And you don't even know if they shot a little damn small ass drive in your damn brain. Them the motherfuckers you need not trust. Not the nigga that's walking by looking to ask you for a fucking cigarette. It's the motherfucker that know all your passwords is the one you should be worried about. And that will be y'all. I look here, and this is the Connecticut map. And this shit is very real, yo. Old ass map, man. And everything I highlighted are Indian niggas that was already here when these motherfuckers came down from Massachusetts to colonize in Connecticut. They landed on Plymouth Rock. But all you see that's highlighted are the actual Indians that were in Connecticut. And they have the original Indian names. Mohawk, Manioc. Hartford was Highs the Hoop, Sakus, the Pequots, the Wangunk, the Manioc, Hammonesset, the Mohegans, Quinnipiac, which is New Haven. All these niggas was here when these colonizers came. It was two of them, Thomas Hooker. They came down from Mass to Connecticut. From Massachusetts to Connecticut. They left Massachusetts where they landed on Plymouth Rock and brought their funky asses to Connecticut. Thomas Hooker and Haynes. They came to Connecticut because they didn't want to deal with the Massachusetts shit. So they came to Connecticut with like 100 people. 100 followers. It was all about religion shit. And they came to Connecticut. But when they brought their asses down from Mass to Connecticut, it was always, all these Indians were already here. And they was niggas. And I got them all highlighted. All niggas when they came here. All niggas. Nigga Indians. These people. I mean, you know what? It really freaks me out when I meet people in Connecticut that do not have. And Willie said the same thing. These Indians here don't have no relatives down south. They are from this soil. Niggas. And I'm like, damn, I never thought about that, babe. Not everybody in Connecticut, niggas in Connecticut, been here from this soil forever. They walking around in Hartford, the city of Hartford right now, and they fucking Indians from this soil. Don't have not one relative down south in the Confederate States. These niggas are literally from here. And I'm talking in Rhode Island too. Rhode Island and Connecticut. Niggas was already there. Even Boston. Oh, no, these people in Boston, they ain't got one fucking relative down south. They just from this part of the soil. And I have to keep that in mind. That when I'm speaking to people like in Hartford, in New Haven, in Bridgeport, in Rhode Island, in Massachusetts, that a lot of them are originally from here. Their lineage does not go south. And I'm like, damn, my black ass is the only lineage that go to south. My family came here in Connecticut in 1929. So I'm from the south lineage-wise. But a lot of these niggas in Hartford, a lot of these hood rat pookies, my brothers, they're just from here. Which is beautiful. Very beautiful. I love y'all, man. I'm going to open up for a minute. Anybody that want to talk about this, you're welcome to come up here. I play one little song. You know how I do, the normal. And I would like to hear your feedback on this stuff about Spain. It just really freaked me out about Germany. But here you go. There's the link. I'm going to play one song and I'll be back. I'm going to take a little ladies break. I'll play one song. And if I don't see y'all up here, I'll log out. But I just wanted to share that. I just thought it was so interesting. And I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far where I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering, I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself. Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far where I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened.
Okay, I'm back, y'all. So it doesn't look like anybody has any want to dialogue about anything, but I'm eating. Sorry, you guys, I'm eating. I just thought that it was very interesting to know that Spain gave their version of their history. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the absolute truth because United States give their history lesson about Spain and its colonization, where we've always been accustomed to reading United States Historical Society's information on the different colonizers. But when you go on their websites in their countries and read about their history, they tell a very different story. And learning, and when you research, you start finding shit that, like, okay, all right, well, wow, I never knew Russia colonized, or you know, or I just didn't know Russia purchased Alaska, and it explains a lot. I mean, and this is in 1867. This is all in Reconstruction era, which was like 1861, and right after the Revolutionary War, and it explains the Asians thinking that they're the aboriginals to the whole fucking North American continent, which is like, back the fuck up, because no, you're not. That's what I'm talking about. Now I see why they feel that you're indigenous to fucking Alaska. You Asians were not in fucking South Carolina, and I'm not gonna say that no more. Your ass wasn't there. So these look motherfuckers that look like this. Where they at? Always keep their asses up here. Y'all some Alaska motherfuckers. Y'all not from, or you from South America some damn where. That doesn't mean you, all right, I understand, you're being aboriginal to North America. Okay, but wait a fucking minute now. You not the indigenous people from South Carolina, Virginia, and these colonial fucking areas. Be indigenous, but just be indigenous in the right place. If your ass is from Alaska, then that's where the fuck you indigenous to. Because none of y'all were my ancestors, slave masters. My ancestors, slave masters, were our parents. So this is where I say that, I mean, all right, how many of y'all are gonna claim to be Cherokee? You got us, who are the Negroes who are already here, and then you got those people that I showed you. Let me see if I can get this. This guy. Somebody's fucking lying. Let me get this little picture up here. Really quick. I'm gonna do this really quick, you guys. This is some bullshit, man. We're not gonna keep playing these games. Save. I'm gonna put this here and pictures. I'm gonna change it to this JPEG and save it. All right. So let me upload his little butt if I can. Hang on, you my sweets. Yeah, I got you. Okay. So what I was saying, like, come on. We're not gonna play these games. Here's Cherokees right here. You're freedmen from what? Freedmen from being prisoners of war. I don't give a fuck. Prisoners of war, the takeover. You Cherokee, and now you the fucking Cherokee chief. Somebody's fucking lying. If you are Indian, then your ass is from Alaska. I'm sorry. People that look like you were not slave masters over my grannies and grandpas. This is a fucking liar. That's why when I was reading this here, and you get down to Russia and them having the Asiatic Pacific region, you know, that's where your ass come in. I'm sorry. So y'all conjected and jumping in there. I'm sorry. It's like this puzzle is being put together. And then you make pictures like this. You see all these niggas. I know this is another country, but this is pretty much how you became prisoners of war. And then when you let them go, they're fucking freedmen. Look at the darky back here. All right. Look at this darky from the Confederate state and the way over there on the left. I'll show your face in the back so I can see who you are. Who's this?
Hey, yo, what's happening?
Who is this?
We not gonna porn bomb you or nothing.
What's up?
Hey, what's happening? I just want to talk to you about you were saying they were from Asia instead of from here from the motherland.
I'm saying Asiatic places like where Germany. I did not know that Russia purchased Alaska, and then they have this Asia Pacific region in the United States, and that's where you get like these Philippine kind of Asiatic looking man. This is not a normal white European man. There's some Asiatic about him.
No, now. Where's this guy supposed to be from?
Cherokee Chief.
Oh, he looks Cherokee. Look at his skin.
No, the fuck he don't. No, he don't. You would come up here and say that bullshit. So now I'm going to have to let you go. These people don't look Cherokee either. These people were not slave masters over.
Yeah, but they dark skinned.
People.
Sister Bethy, look at them.
No, they're not dark skinned. No, they're not. You got to go because you know what? You really disgust me. Bye. Get out of here. Get your ass. No. Get your ass out of here. This is Indian, baby. Right here. How she's rocking it. Pam. Bye. No. Go play on other people's channels. Joey, you get these little distractions, these little agents. You better hope that, the ancestors don't, get you for doing this shit. A lot of people ain't doing so well fucking with the aboriginals of aboriginal lands. Y'all motherfuckers better straighten up or it's gonna be a problem. I'm telling you. This shit is not funny. Prisoner of wars. This is what the fuck I'm seeing. And when you look on these people's side, I'm just sorry. This shit is real. Look at the dark people. Now, I know someone drew this picture, but I mean, you got dark people doing this shit. Look at the dark one behind this man. This shit is very real, yo. And I'm just like, I'm like very, very shocked when I really look at this and see it for what it is. When you hear of colonization in North America, you never think of Russia. I never thought. I knew about the Dutch. I knew about France. I knew about Britain. I knew about Portugal. And I knew about Spaniards. Not did anybody in here know about Russia? I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know about that. Pam, you got to turn your camera on, and your device is not connected. It's not going to let you up until you allow connection to your device. No, you don't work with the ancestors, but I just have this real feeling, and I'm never really wrong when I say this, that you're going to be cursed. So let me just kick you out of the studio. Um, I just feel people like you, not a coincidence, and Shay Sun and all of y'all. I just feel, and I'm just waiting for that day. I look to see it in the newspaper. Some tragic shit because of what y'all doing is gonna happen to people like you and Jabari. And I see tragic shit happening. I don't have any ancestors in South America. Oh, okay. I see you now. Let me let you up here, honey. Hang on one second. Let me put this up. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Sister Betty, I am so glad you
Y-
did this video. It made a lot of sense to me, these pictures that they keep showing of Spain and when our people are on the islands and the ship sitting behind them. It, what you done today made it clear.
Good. Because
Yes,
I want our people to really start thinking. It's like there were people already here, and the reason why the Spaniards said they really liked it because of the population that's there for labor. They said for labor. They didn't say slaves. They said for labor. This
right.
is what Spain's story is. But when you
Mhm.
hear the story from United States, it's a whole fucked up story that people like not a coincidence and Shay Sun jump up here and tell. They're telling the white man's story. But
One
now
day they're gonna
Spain is saying, oh,
one day they're
huh?
gonna be shame. One day they're gonna be very ashamed of themselves for doing what they doing, whether they are our people or not, they're going to be ashamed of themselves because they know they straight out lying. Those are Philippine Asian mix, that chief that you showed. And a blind
Yes.
person can see that.
Oh yeah. And I just look forward to them being cursed. I don't even really care too much for people like, not a coincidence and Shay Sun because they're causing too much controversy. They can
Right.
go and deal with people in their age group like at power and them. They could stomach them. Me,
Mm-hmm.
I can't no more. And I
Mm-hmm.
just want to see cursed. And I see that coming.
Right. We're too late in
I
the
don't
game
wish
to
it
be
on
playing games with them because
them.
our lives, our children's lives, this is our heritage. That's that state. We don't have time to play with them. Um, just like what's going over there overseas. Though people are not playing anymore, and we need to stop playing.
Yeah. You
I'm
right,
not
sis.
saying we need the war, but we need to say what we mean and mean what we say.
Yeah. And the reason why I wish this on you, because, and I'm gonna put this up there. Let me see comments. Why? what I wished it. I wish this on you because I wish the ancestors to find a way to to ban you and disarm you with your rhetoric. That's why.
Mm.
And I'm hoping for it. And I look forward to the day. I just want them to deal with you. Who are you, Indian Bricks? You're not coming on my channel with your bullshit. You take today's lesson, you swallow it, and you leave me alone. Indian Bricks, I don't know who you are. Can you show your face, please? No one can see you but me. I'm the only one that can see you. I can't see your face. It says Indian Bricks, but I don't see your face. I just see your baseball cap. And that's not enough. I need to see your face. I need to see your face. I see your eyebrow. Don't play with me. You're not going to come up here. I see your eyebrow. I'm almost ready to have my daughter join me on the panel to put a little guy like you in your place. And Mookie is not nice. I stop her from coming up here. I almost want my daughter to say, baby, jump on the panel and deal with this because my daughter is not nice. She's not. I'm
Sister
nice.
Betty,
She's not.
let her out. Let her out.
I don't want her to because I don't want them to see that side. And him being in my daughter's age era would shut this boy down. I mean, I got the type of daughter that will make you mail her goddamn your paycheck.
I tell
That's
you
how
what.
bad she is. That's how bad she is.
It's gonna come to the point you gotta let her out. You have to let her
I
out.
know.
She's
I
needed.
always say it. I make her mind her manners. I do. And she's 31, and I make her mind her manners,
Yeah.
but at some one day I'm just gonna let her come up here and let her explode. Because she watches and she can't take it because I never let her disrespect me. And my nieces are worse. My niece is like 39, 40. And they're like, Auntie, I said, look, let me run my show. I don't want y'all jumping up there. It's no need.
Right.
I can't see your face.
I think she would do it with taste.
Oh no, my daughter's
and get her
horrible.
point
Man.
across.
I'd be too embarrassed. She Giselle is one of them little rebel girls. She'll go find where you live.
Will she?
Oh God, no. What do you want, Indian Bricks? Who are you?
I just want to
I
say,
want to play games.
when we talk about the spiritual, y'all do not go to them Indian mounds, taking dirt and stuff like that. Because y'all ever see the white?
Oh boy, bye. You gotta go. I don't have time. You're not gonna mess up a beautiful show. You're not.
I can't wait till they round all these agents up.
Yeah, I look for our sons to see their faces and round them up and just do away with them. Make
We're
them
not
disappear.
gonna have to do it. It's gonna happen.
No, we're not. It's not
on a different level. We're not gonna have to do it.
You're right. I like I said,
another thing came to mind, Sister Betty, when you were speaking on Russia and Alaska. It came to mind how they have split our lands up, how it's spoken in their Bible.
Yeah.
And it said how God holds that against them for dividing the land.
Mm-hmm.
All these nations come here have taken stake and divided up our land.
Yeah.
This one claiming this and Spain claiming that, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I like how Spain was open to say that the reason why that they found South America to be so valuable to them basically is because of the labor. The people there, they know the land. They just wanted the gold. It's like they didn't really want nothing, and they kept it real. And United States, by the time United States tell the story, it's like don't even match the Spaniard story. They tell a whole different story. They openly admit that there was Negroes already here.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about Jamaica and these islands, And I'm like, this is why it's so important to look on other country sites
It is.
and see. And the story is very different from the United States, who are liars,
Mm.
and they're just disgusting. Like at the beginning of my segment, I really meant what I said. I want other countries to know that the brown people here are not sitting at the table making a
No.
decision to send mass destructive weapons over to harm you. We're not doing that. And I
So,
think at this point that they already know that.
I think the most of them do. I don't think all of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rebels, I don't think they know, but the ones that's taking charge right now, I think maybe they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sister Betty, I can't stay on here. I'm in Texas,
I
and
know, baby. You're so pretty.
thank you.
Beautiful sister.
Oh, you
You
are
in
too?
Texas.
Yeah,
It's
my
so
daughter,
beautiful.
she got ill, and I had to come here and see about her.
Oh, I hope everything is all right. You look
Yeah,
so
she's,
pretty.
thanks. Yeah, she's coping. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She's been having seizures.
Oh. I
Yeah.
pray for swift recovery for her.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And it, Pam, we just got to keep on fighting and
Uh-huh.
keep on pushing. And I have more stuff that I want to share, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait and do it tomorrow because
Okay.
it's too much to do in one segment. And
Mm.
I went and pulled some really interesting stuff that just puts all these puzzles together. And at night, I might be in chat rooms, but for the most part, I be researching while I be in these chat rooms, listening and enjoying it. Ab and them segment. I'm still reading other stuff.
Right.
And I know better than to listen to people in this country about our history,
I
whether
know
it's
that's the truth.
that look like me or
Hmm.
you. I go to other countries and see, I'm like, okay, this makes more sense. And it's just mind boggling to me why anyone would think that these Europeans would bring these millions of Africans over here when they don't even like our skin color. They don't even
Africa,
like.
they know who we are, and if they're, let me put it like this: I'm around Africans, Philippines,
Mhm.
and Mexicans quite a bit.
Yeah.
They know who we are,
Yeah.
and they also know we're Aboriginals. We have open talks about it.
Yeah.
And that man that you showed that was a chief, and for I don't know the guy name that came on there and saying he was an
Yeah.
Aboriginal. He gonna have the biggest lie bump on his tongue tonight. Uh,
I hope it just
he
falls
looks
out and
just
roll
like
back.
one. He looked just like one of the Philippine guys that is a friend to me,
Yeah. Hmm.
And he's full-blooded Philippine.
Yep.
Seriously, people
I grew up with
haven't.
Filipinos in school. I went to school with Filipinos.
Mhm.
They were
They
twins,
don't
and
deny who they are.
no, they don't. They real cool. They cool as hell.
And
Philippines,
one of them told me that Mexicans and Philippines are the same people. I said, "Are you
yeah,
kidding?" She said, "No, same people."
yeah. Mexicans, I grew up around too. They're cool. They are
Yeah,
not like what these YouTubers are saying they're like. They know that we're indigenous to
they
North
do.
America and they're indigenous to Mexico.
Right.
They
All,
know.
all of them
And
is not.
I'm sorry. I've
Mhm.
never had like a fall out or a spat with Mexican. They good people,
Right.
man. All they want to do is fucking work and take care of their family. They don't
Hmm.
come in our hoods messing
Right.
with us. They know, and man, listen, if I
Right
could
now,
get some
my daughter
damn
was,
trading,
and they took care of her until I got here. You know, and I appreciate that. You
yeah,
know, so no, they all not trying to be us.
no, they
Not
not.
all
They're
of
not. I do not see Mexicans like that. They're
them.
very nice and they're indigenous to their land, Mexico.
Exactly.
Okay, some of them came out with more of European features, and some look Mexicans look like me and you, like the guy in the fish market.
Uh-huh.
I thought he was Puerto Rican,
Really?
but he was like, no, he said he's Mexican, but
Mm-hmm.
they call him a nigger in Mexico.
Whoa, that
I had a
wasn't good.
video of him and I recorded him. I still got that video. And he said, no. I asked him if he was from Africa. He said, no,
Yeah.
Mexico. And
Uh,
he looks like me, got my skin color. And
See,
he
that's
was
what I was
like,
gonna say. I have my thought about I would say the fairer skinned one being
mm,
original to the land or in Mexico. I don't think it's original either. Just saying.
mm,
My daughter
like
that
it's
I'm
like,
here with, she hate for me to talk like she think I'm racist. I told her I'm not racist, but I am biased. You
yeah,
know.
you gotta be. Well, they're
Yeah.
biased.
Yeah.
White people are racist.
Hmm.
They do. That's why I said the slave story is like really gets to my blood because
Yeah.
white people don't like black people in general. They don't
Yeah.
like niggas, Negroes, niggers. They never did. And it
Right.
makes no sense that they would go get millions of them and fucking bring them here. Excuse my language, Pam. It
Right.
just doesn't make sense because that didn't happen. But the
Right.
Spaniards, who was supposedly solely responsible for bringing millions of slaves over here, even say that in their story. They're like, we like it there because of the labor of the
Mhm.
population that's there. And
Right.
I was like, well, I'll be damned. And
Mm.
they're, when they wrote that in Mexico, basically the way it started off was like, okay, we're gonna tell you how we know it, how what we know what we did.
Right.
We like the population. Let me see if I can even pull it up. Yep, I got it right here.
Okay.
And it's like they was like, here it is. Not a coincidence. I'm not letting you on the piano. So I don't know why you still sitting back there. For real.
Something ain't
You're
right.
like, yeah, he's like my little brother just annoying me.
Mhm.
Like, you know how your baby brother just annoy the shit out of you? That's what he does to me.
No, my
Um,
my next to
right here.
brother annoys me. Okay.
Spain conquered and ruled vast areas in Central and South America. Precious metals such as gold and silver, land, and a large population to provide labor worthy attractions. So, right there, it tells you they ain't bring no goddamn slaves over here. It was
Right.
already a large population there that really attracted them. So I know
Mm.
they was working with these people from South
Mhm.
America. Yo, to give me this gold, I've got this for y'all. I got, and
Yep.
so that just like they're telling their story, and I'm glad. That's why I look into other countries.
Right.
I know Irish people ain't gonna bring no goddamn slaves over here. Irish don't like niggas. White Irish,
Right.
they don't
Especially
like
if
niggas.
especially if they get
Italians don't like
right.
niggas. These people, why
Mm.
you gonna bring a bunch of people you don't even like? It makes no sense.
Don't make logical sense.
Portuguese don't like niggas. Britain don't like niggas. France don't like niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like niggas.
Right.
So why would you bring 3 million and 12 million blackies over here that you don't even like? It makes no sense. So Spain basically said, we're going to tell our damn story.
Mm-hmm.
United States told Spain's story.
Right.
That's the problem, right? So let Spain tell it. Okay, this is why we liked Central and South America, because of the gold and the labor population over there already. That right there telling you is niggas already here.
Mm-hmm.
So Indian bricks, get out of here and take bricks off your name for job bricks. Beat the shit out of
He
you. I'm not
trying
letting
to.
you on because you're a little spoiled brat. You're a little brat. I'm just gonna let you up to tell you this. You're a little stinking brat. that pick trouble like little baby brothers do, and you keep
Yeah.
running around, just annoying people. Little brat. Now he got off. You see his little cute face. You see, he's a cutie. He is a little cutie.
Uh-huh.
He's not no bad looking young man. He's a cutie. He's adorable, but he's just running around being a little pain in the ass.
Yeah. He listened to the wrong people first, and it got
Yeah.
into him. It's gonna get right.
Hey, Hawkeye, straight smoke. Oh, stream link. Straight smoke want the stream link. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't be looking in the chat. Here it is.
Well,
Paste.
Sister Betty, I'm finna listen to
I
you.
know you gotta go, pretty girl.
Yeah, I got to go. My granddaughter has she plays in the band, and I got to go listen to her.
What she play? Clarinet?
Yeah, how you know?
That was my
She sure.
favorite in school.
Yep, she plays
I
that.
like the clarinet. Clarinet. I love the clarinet and the flute.
Yep, and she's doing a keyboard, and she models. She do a little. Quite a
Oh,
few.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, she
One
get
day
them
I'll let you
beautiful
see
looks
her.
from you. She get those beautiful looks from you.
Let me show you.
Okay.
Hold up. I'll show you a
Beautiful
picture.
like you.
Thank you. Let's see. My daughter got pictures all over her in here of her. Let's see.
Aw.
Here's
Now,
one
this
where
is
she
your.
was really younger.
Oh, look at the little boo boo. That remind me of Mookie. I used to put her hair in a little ponytail.
Yeah,
How old is she?
now she's here she is. She's a little older than this one now.
Oh, little mama.
She's 13 now with her too.
Oh, look at her. She's so pretty. I remember
Yeah.
Mookie was that little. Mookie
I
was
know.
little like that. They so sweet.
This is one of my favorite ones of here. This one here.
Oh, like Moo Moo. I mean, I miss Moo, my baby, when she was little, when I lay
Yeah.
her across my stomach and just pat her back.
I
I
know.
lay her right on top of me and pat her till she
Do
fall
you know
asleep.
she was about 10 years old before she stopped laying on me.
Yeah, Mookie too. She still do that. Mookie
Yep.
will get depressed and she'll come and get in the bed with me and crawl up like a little 2-year-old. But I leave that door open for her to do that because I love her. I love her so much.
I know.
Hey, Straight Smoke.
How you doing, Sister
Well, I
Betty?
love
Good
all
as
y'all in the
always.
chat. And
Okay,
if you don't
love.
mind me telling Noamina, get in touch with me because I called you. You can answer me. I love you, Sister Betty.
I love you too, sister. Beautiful.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
What's up, Straight Smoke? Bye-bye, love.
How you doing,
What you
Sister
got?
Betty?
I'm okay.
So I did that deep dive for you on Russia for you.
Oh.
Okay. And believe it or not, they actually sold acres of land for 33 cents per acre.
Who? Russia?
Yes.
To who?
To, let's say, the so-called Americans. Let's just put it like that.
To the United States?
Yes. Yes. And
damn.
Yes, 33 cents per acre. So in the equivalent cost is $117 million. That's it. That's how much Alaska costed.
$117 million, the whole entire Alaska.
The whole entire Alaska.
Yeah, I remember that.
And what's so crazy about the whole thing is that when they was beginning to explore, the possibility of selling Alaska, they was looking at it because it would be too hard to defend it. They wouldn't have been able to get to it if anything kicked off.
Who, Russia?
Yes. Yes.
But okay, who was originally, that's what I want to look into, who was originally there in Alaska. Was it really those Eskimo looking people, or was that a lie? That's what I want to know.
Okay, so what happened is that the Russians took, let's just say, for the lack of better wording, Asian people as workers, let's just say.
Okay.
And then once they sold the land, They left, but they left them Asian people there.
Oh, so they're not originally from there.
No, no.
Where did they get them from?
They got them through. You already know. Good old China. Good old
Was China in existence at that time,
Yes,
or
ma'am.
okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
A lot of these people were actually been jailed. This was a mass release of jails. A lot of these wars and everything, these were mass releasements of people that was in jail.
In China?
China and Russia.
Ah.
So in the age of exploration, what they did was they had people who, well, if you're going to go, you got to do as we say, and you can have a very new life. If you was like, I hate to say it, but if you was on the bottom end of the totem pole in the era you were from, of course you want to take that chance to see something new and do something better,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But majority of those people, like I said, they were inmates.
Wow. Who, the Native Americans?
He's talking about the people from Alaska.
I can't really understand him. He's so broke up.
He said, "Who did they? I don't. What did you say, Indian bricks?"
No, I'm saying, is he talking about the Alaskans, like the Native Alaskans that they came over as prisoners?
Yes, sir. In the very beginning, yes, sir.
But that can't be true because they say they stuff go back to like 2,000, 3,000 to 5,000 years.
Okay.
And they show the archaeological sites to prove that. I mean, we can look that up. I'm in front of the computer.
I'm not disputing what you're saying. I just want to give clarity to what Sister Bethy was talking about and how the Russians the Russians had Alaska first.
Well, we know that.
Absolutely true.
Yeah, that's true. We don't disagree with that, but we can also find that culture spanning. I mean, shit, they culture spanned it all the way over the damn. If y'all ever heard of the Sami people in Norway and Sweden, this expanded all around that Arctic region. So they've been traversing that region, going over to Greenland for thousands of years.
But that doesn't make them indigenous to here. Is the point that needs to be made? They were brought here, so you're not indigenous to North American continent. That's the problem right there.
Exactly, because if you look inward, have you ever been to Alaska, bro? Indian bricks, have you ever been to Alaska?
No, I know people there, but
no, I said, have you been there yourself?
No, I said I know people there, but I haven't been there.
Okay, I've been there.
All right, go.
That's the difference. And the people that's there are not what you think. They're not.
It's a lot of dark-skinned Inuits up there.
I'll put it to you like this: the sun hits a lot harder in a winter facility than it does in a summer facility, my bro.
Yeah, do that in all of the like Norway, Sweden, all them places.
That's what I'm saying.
Northern region.
Like you understand how the equator works. I mean, everybody understands this. But when you in a place that, do you know how many months of night and sun they get up there?
What is it, like 3 months or something like that?
4 on and 8 off.
So I'm looking at something right now. I'm looking at Indigenous Peoples Atlas of Canada.ca. It says for 5,000 years, the people and the culture known throughout the world as Inuit have occupied a vast territory stretching from the shores of the Chukota Peninsula of Russia, east across Alaska, Canada, and to southeastern coast of Greenland. So 5,000 years, this is before the prisoners was brought over here. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to say this. You're reading you're reading United States taught history, and they are known fucking liars. So what you're reading, it'll
this
never
is a Canadian
be true.
website. This is a Canadian website.
And
Is
what
that
I'm on
not
is the
North?
Russian
Is that
website.
not North America, sir?
Yeah, but they're not American. I mean, Canadians gonna tell their
Yo,
history.
yo,
They pretty honest.
yo. Listen, United States taught history. I don't
Mm-hmm.
give a damn. None of it is true.
Not none of
They're
it
always going to write themselves
as the
in
victor.
history on a land that's not theirs.
But this not a United States website. This is a Canadian web, and this is from I think the indigenous people of Canada. You know, when we talk about the
That's Canada.
Cree and all these other folks that's up
If you
there.
want to go look at
The
who,
indigenous people of Canada, the Aboriginals,
Yeah, they
are
call themselves
Negroes.
Aboriginals. They call
They're
themselves Aboriginals of
Negroes. The
Canada.
original ones are Negroes. This whole American continent was a Negro continent.
it
So
was
I
a
don't care if
Negro
you were
state.
in Canada. I don't care if you was in fucking Canada, which they named that Canada. It wasn't always Canada.
Nope.
It was America. Were Negroes. Everywhere on American continent was Negroes. This is a Negro continent.
You know,
Now, I
Canada
said
might
that
be
in Spanish. Now, I'm going to say it in English. The American continent was a Negro continent. And I'm talking North, Central, South America, and high up north in Canada, Negros. Now, I'm going to say it in English. American continent was a black continent. When you reached here, you saw niggers, as they call us. And they hate us from the date they came here, all the way up to including this date.
so.
I
So this
don't care.
website says this is the story that we must begin to tell for ourselves. So this is coming from the natives,
I ain't
the
telling
Inuit.
shit. I don't believe nothing United States or anyone affiliate with them right. I don't give a fuck. They're liars, they're deceivers, and they're dogs because they take over people's countries. They don't have a history of not taking over people's countries or blowing other people's countries up.
And okay, so I have this right here. They talk about black people going to the North Pole. So Matthew Henson was the first African American to reach and stand on the Earth's
All
farthest
right, you
reach of the
starting with
North
African
Pole.
American shit, you gotta go. For
No,
real.
no, I'm reading the site. I'm reading the site, Sister Bethy. I'm reading the
Yeah.
site.
Okay,
I'm reading
those
the
are
site.
white people
Oh,
writing that shit.
but they got his picture. So his picture is there. We
If
got
a
pictures of
white
him with the
person
fur
wrote it,
on.
I don't believe it. Ever.
Well, Matthew Henson is dressed like he in the North. He got the fur on and everything. Like
I
he's
don't care.
dressed up
I don't care.
and
I don't care.
documented.
If a European wrote it, I don't believe it.
No, Matthew Henson dated. He wrote his own stuff. Remember, he was writing in a journal and he was documenting himself and his
Don't trust it.
travels
You
throughout.
want to
Right?
be African, be African. All right.
Okay. Well,
Don't
let's skip the
impose that
African
on my
American
people.
part.
All
Right?
right.
Let's
I
skip
don't
the
care.
African. Let's say Black American. Let's say Black American. He was the first Black American to reach and stand on one of the Earth's furthest reaches, the North Pole. He traveled with Robert Peary's expedition to venture into the desolate lands of the Arctic. So you got to remember, these people had to document
Okay,
themselves
Mr.
doing
Indian Bricks, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything written by Europeans. Okay, that this is not their country. If they came from another country and wrote a story, I don't believe them.
So
I don't believe them.
even if we had the pictures of the guy though, like we have the pictures, because you know niggas don't even like to
Did
mess
this
with the
person
code.
come from another country?
You
Yes.
said what?
So if they came from another country over here on North American continent and they're writing a fucking story, it's a lie always and ever will be, in my opinion. I'll never believe the writings of Europeans that are colonizers ever. They wrote themselves in history and they need to write themselves out.
And that's why, Sister Bethy, I went straight to Russia's site to get the history that you asked for.
Thank you.
Because I'm not trusting nothing that come out their mouth at all. Not nothing. They're born liars.
But he
Ever.
has his own book though. His book is A Negro Explorer at the North Pole by Matthew Henson. So he documented his
I
book.
don't
Y'all
believe
can
it.
go get the book.
All right. No, I'm not buying their filthy shit. I'm doing my own research. I will never, ever believe Europeans' lies. If they're not from this country, I don't ever believe in their writings on history. Ever.
No, this is not no, but I'm saying this is not their right. This is his stuff. He documented it. But
I don't
matter of fact, let
care.
me show the
I don't care. I don't care. He's not from here, and I don't care. I don't care. This is what you don't understand. I don't believe white people's writing about any Aboriginals' history. And that's what you need to understand about me, Ken Cass. I
I'm
don't
just showing.
care. I don't care. I don't care. I'll never care. People like you and Jabari read on, white man's history about our history. I don't do that.
Neither
Ever.
do I.
Well, you
Well,
know, I'm a very spiritual brother too. So when we were talking about the ancestors and stuff like that, I was like, look, I be telling black people, I'm like, don't go messing with them dirt mounds that the Native Americans built because you don't want to bring no negative stuff
Native
back with you.
Americans did not build that shit. Our ancestor built mounds. That's the problem with you. And I say, curse be the person. I'm
But
tired of y'all thinking that our ancestors didn't have any skills or couldn't do nothing. There were structures and buildings and cities here before these white people came here. And y'all not going to take that away from my ancestors.
Sister Bethy, the mounds, like if you're going to the mounds, right? And you ever watched it? Look, I watch a lot of haunted shows and ghost shows and all that. And it's all Amityville Horror, for example, right? They say, oh, that was built
Man,
on the Indian burial
what
ground and
part
all that.
of
TV?
white people history about our people do you not understand?
No, we talking
I'll
about some
never,
spiritual stuff. You ever hear
I
about like
don't,
how white people be getting messed around with when they be going like they build something on some Indian graveyard or something to be a bunch of crazy stuff
You
happening?
talking about poltergeist, my dude?
We talking spiritual. She was talking about the ancestors. We going into mounds and all that stuff. This is all you can watch all them ghost shows and white folks be getting their ass whooped. And I be
I don't
warning
care.
black people, do not go messing
That's
around
that's
in
television.
Indian.
That's television. I want to see that shit happen for real, and I'm 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 manifesting that. I want to see it happen for real.
But I'm pretty sure we didn't all have some paranormal experiences. Not everybody, but some people. You know, they didn't have some spiritual experiences. That's why I'm so sensitive about the subject because I deal with ancestor veneration and all that stuff. You feel
Well,
what
you
I'm
better
saying?
stop doing what you're doing because I don't want you to come up here and your tongue be hanging out your mouth.
Hey, Indian Bricks, I don't know you, but I'm going to say this wholeheartedly. It's never going to be put into a movie or anything like that for you to look up what you need to look up on your own. Stop allowing people to give you something that is falsely proven and accept it and regurgitate it. That's not a good look.
But brother, I just showed you a book written by. We don't even use the word black. Okay, Negro. Y'all been using the word Negro. I'm like, look, here's a book written by a Negro explorer. He documented being the first black man because y'all saying the Alaskans or the Inuits ain't from there. So I'm like, all right, are the black people from there? So if the black people are from there, why is he documenting himself as the first black man to reach the North Pole? You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, and I'm not going to dispute what you're saying. What I'm saying is this. Just because you got one token does not mean we didn't do this prior. You understand what I'm saying, brother?
What that you didn't do? I mean, but how was it? You would be there. He'd be like, "Look, I was up here, and there was other black people." Matter of fact, he's not from Africa. He was born in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? He has the. You could tell he up north. This nigga ain't wearing no furs in Mississippi. He up north. You feel what I'm saying? He in the North Pole. And I don't really know black people outside of the folks in the army that even want to live and move to Alaska. So I know we not native to there. You feel what I'm saying? Like niggas like, nigga, I ain't going to Alaska. They don't even want to go to Minnesota and Michigan. Why do you think black people will be native to the northern part of Canada. The only people I know up there is military people. That's it. Or maybe somebody got a truck driving an oil job. But outside of that, nah.
I understand. I understand. All I'm saying is that me personally, I'm not looking at no European knowledge to try to correct any knowledge of past. I'm not.
Facts.
But would
Facts.
but Matthew Henson be European knowledge if he's documenting it himself as a black man? He's going up there. He's not
Okay.
saying I see black people. He like, look, there's seals up here. We traded with the Inuit people. They riding on sleds and in igloos and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, if
Like,
they in fucking Alaska, and I would agree too. I mean, this is new to me learning that these damn Russians purchasing Alaska and shit. So I say okay, but I'm still gonna find what you find on other countries' historical societies.
Mm-hmm.
They tell different stories, and United States is just liars. And I curse be them. I just want to see them fall. I do. They deserve every horrible thing to happen to them because all they do is go around the world and do horrible things to other countries. I'll never believe in these United States and the people that control it. They're evil, devil, they're dogs, they're not human because they do inhuman things every day. How do you bomb up other fucking countries and then go, oh Lord, 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 Lord? Get the fuck out of here. You make laws for murder, but you're the biggest fucking murderers in the world. Because remember, you went around the world and bombed other countries. United States. And
shit, them
then
Europeans did it too.
I
that's
call
what
them
I'm
the
talking
United
about.
Europeans. I call them the United Europeans.
Correct. And I'm just looking for it. Something's horrible has got to happen to them because everywhere they go, they do no good.
Death and destruction.
I will never salute their fucking flag because it consists of just going in other people's countries fucking with them. I don't even turn the news on. I get so disgusted when I see people running for bombs being dropped. I just lost anything I ever had for United States. They're ugly.
Well, that's why we pan African. So we like, look, we going to
Wait, what?
build land over in Africa.
You continue
what?
you continue your pan Africanism because curse be y'all. Curse
Oh
be
wow.
you. Yep, and
Well,
I mean that shit
we
from
try to
my
be
heart. Goodbye. Out.
Wow.
Out. Don't ever come back.
Did he say Pan Africanism?
Yeah, that's them, and curse be them. Our people lying to be somebody who they are. They get their fucking history from United States. So let all them fucking suffers croak too. That's how I really feel about them.
Damn. I
Yeah.
thought everybody understood about Pan Africanism by now.
Nope. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. I fucking hate them. I'm serious.
that you ain't the only one. You are not the only one. You are not alone. I am here with
I
you.
just
God.
I'm waiting to see dumb brothers crumble. Serious. I'm waiting to see them crumble. Evil, evil, evil.
Why would you?
And they're
Why would,
just a bunch of niggas who think they're so fucking stupid, who think they're gonna get reparations from the United States. That's how fucking low-minded our people are. They ain't getting a goddamn thing.
and I can assure you why they won't get it. I can assure you why they won't get it is because that admits fault. You understand what I mean when I say that?
Say that again, straight smoke.
If they was to give reparations, that means they admit fault.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean? We know
Yeah.
we did y'all wrong, so we're gonna pay you for it.
Oh, think again, Uncle Leroy. I'm sorry. I have no respect for Pan Africans. I'm sorry. I just don't.
No.
You guys are nothing but a mass of confusion and division in our community, and I hate y'all for that. And I just pray to the ancestors that they deal with you, and I know they are. And every time I say that, it happens.
Just please wake up off that Pan Africanism. Please. You got to get away from that. That is you're no different than the Europeans. You're allowing the Europeans telling you where
Yep.
you come from.
Yep. I don't have respect for niggas like
No.
that. I don't believe shit that these United States, they taught lies in our schools across these 50 states. I hate them.
And that's why me personally, me and my wife have been homeschooling our kids since A1 day one.
I
You're not
remember
allowed,
being I
I can't
remember
allow
being
the
a,
enemy to I cannot not allow the enemy to institutionalize my child's mind. Can't do it.
I remember when I was little, uh, a lot of white teachers that we had in our hood schools, they would feel sorry for what they had to teach us.
Yep.
They fucking hated it. And when they tell the stories about the settlers and we learned about the settlers in little school, and they told the story. When they told the story to us, they told it to us so that we wouldn't see how terrible it really was. They painted their story of being here as something pleasant, but rather than saying settlers when they're really fucking invaders. And white teachers really knew the truth, and they did not want to teach it like that. They saw how the curriculum was wrote to teach how these people came here in our country, and they did not like telling the story the way they had to tell it. They was instructed to teach us the way they did by the Department of Education, and if they taught it another way, they would lose their jobs, and a lot of teachers lost their jobs. That's why when they came out, a lot of teachers lost their jobs when they spoke up at teachers conferences as troublemakers, because they knew the story a different way than what the curriculum was teaching. And a lot of those teachers were blackballed and fired. I'm talking about white teachers.
Yep.
And they were just disgusted by it. It ruined a lot of teachers' careers that they went to school to learn to be teachers. And to this day, a lot of teachers left from teaching, especially during COVID, because they wanted white teachers to teach that little white kids were um primitive and all this other shit.
Critical race theory.
Yeah, a lot of white teachers, and I don't fucking blame them. I don't blame them, because you shouldn't put that in a child's head. I don't care if it's a white kid or a Negro kid. And a lot of teachers left. Um, and there was a massive call for teachers in Connecticut to teach. I mean, they said you didn't even have to um go to college. You just needed, they'll give you training and you could be a teacher. They got this little program where you didn't even have to fucking go to college. That's how bad, and how so many teachers said, fuck this, I'm not teaching this shit. And I don't blame them. And a lot of teachers began teaching out their homes when they started taking, like, I think the maximum amount of students you can have now is like 10 kids that you could teach at your home, and you get paid for it.
Yep.
So a lot of teachers left the public school system and said, fuck this. I could stay home and teach my own child. and teach a group of kids, and they pay that teacher to teach these kids. And I think that's what it's literally going to end up to. I could, being a white European, I don't fucking blame them from walking away from the public school system, because a lot of white teachers are not the descendants of colonizers. Like, you can have somebody who's Italian, and they don't have a history of bringing fucking slaves over here, so they're not descendants of colonizers. You know, a lot of white people are not descendants of colonizers, and I just don't blame them for doing school from their own homes. I don't blame them. I think that's a phenomenal move right there, because the less kids, the more, you can teach them. Like, they was putting these teachers in a class with 25 kids and that means 25 different family dynamics, 25 different issues, 25 different learning levels. They put a lot on teachers. And I don't fucking blame them for walking. They need to continue walking out of teaching in these fucked up public school systems. They need to keep walking out and start teaching from home.
If I may, Sister Bethy, see, what I've observed is this. This is going to sound so funny. You said that earlier you're waiting for the moment that these Europeans can feel the same effects, or not same effects, but just in some kind of capacity, correct?
Yep.
So exactly, they just had a dose. They just had their I don't know, what do you want to call that?
Payback. When all the teachers started walking out. Is that what you mean?
No, I just dropped it. What was it called? They just had their Tuskegee experiment. They just had their Tuskegee experiment. Follow me now. They just had their Tuskegee experiment. So now they seeing that it's on them now. It's on them. So they don't like that no more. They don't like that no more. So everybody is bucking the system, because the system is showing you, I don't curse, but not like that. But the system is showing you that you should not have no faith in the system. And I mean, education. Do you really want to go to the hospital nowadays? I sure don't. I dread going to the grocery store sometimes. For real.
No. Going to the hospital.
Look at what they did. Now the roles is being shifted. Because guess what they were saying throughout all of this? Everybody remember this? White people will become the minority soon to come.
I remember them saying that, and it was in the news media, and it just goes to show you how this United States government is. They don't give a fuck what your race is. They don't care who they harm. You could be them. You could be white. They don't care what your color is. They don't care. They don't care. They don't. And when you got a government that doesn't care who they harm,
exactly.
That I mean,
do you need to
what this United States government don't want ever? This United States government don't want is the thing to ever happen again like it did in the South. Because when you're talking Confederate States, it was white folks and black folks fighting together. They never, ever want black. I'm just going to use the current day words. This United States does not want black people and white people coming together to overthrow. That's what they dread. They always dreaded white people and black people coming together to get rid of their asses. That's what they don't want. They don't give a fuck about
It was never in
Negroes
their best
coming
interest.
together. Right. What their fear is black people and white people arming themselves and taking their fucking asses out. The 1%, that's what they dread. Because just like this government is harming us, they're harming white people too.
Yep.
And their biggest nightmare is armed black people and armed white people that's sick of their fucking shit. That's the nightmare they dread.
Not
And
just that.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because white people sticking their asses too. That's
Yeah,
where
but
we
I'm
gotta be
saying, but you
mature
gotta
at.
understand, they just dropped a whole nother payload of people too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Them people don't know nothing about you and me and this and that up here. They used to where they're from. So they're gonna come try to
Yeah,
impose their will for real.
they
And them
could try
people
it.
don't play no games. I'm telling you. This gonna be a
Neither
test.
do Negroes.
Right.
Neither do Negroes. Neither do Negroes.
I know it. I know it. Me and mine has been strong with it, running our own business, growing our vegetables, doing everything we can, teaching our kids. That's what we do. I wish
There's
my
white
parents would have been
people.
like this.
There's literally white people running around. They don't, and I see it more here in the North because I'm accustomed to being with white people. But there's a lot of people, white people, that are going around in communities saying, look, this is poisonous. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
This is what they're doing to you. And I'm talking during that wham, there was white nurses leaving their jobs,
Right.
white doctors saying, look, this is
Yep.
what the fuck they're doing. I'm
ain't
not
doing it.
doing this to this man.
Don't
I'm
do it.
not doing this to this lady. And these people, fuck you. And they were leaving their jobs as doctors and nurses. So why would they even
Yep.
fucking come out and do that if it wasn't some truth to it?
Because they don't want to be a part of it. I mean, real people
Right.
have real souls. They believe in God. They understand what they understand as far as life. That's what's missing right now is the value of life, Sister Bethy. No one wants to, like
Yeah.
the big brother was saying once before, who's to step into the shoes of the elder? I don't see that toughly at all in our society, for real. And that's what needs to change. We need more people
Mhm.
to be the elders. You had to be an elder at a
Yeah.
young age anyway. Come on.
Yeah. Hmm. I mean, white people that are white civilians, they say, look, all right, I wasn't around black people when I was little, and I'm not around black people now, but I don't want to fucking kill them just because I never been around them. I don't want to kill them. But then you got some evil bastard people that are doctors and stuff that don't give a fuck. They want the money.
Because
They have
that's
the
what they get
attitudes,
paid
oh, I'll
for.
kill a nigger in a minute. Oh, just give me the money. But then you got something that's be like, no, man, that's fucking wrong. It's not right. It's wrong. I'm not doing that. I
Like
have kids.
on the humanity standpoint, because that's what I am. I'm a humanitarian. I believe in people. My business is funded by the people. So I believe in people doing the right thing, and
Mhm.
being able to come shop with me. I believe in people, you know, and I just don't want everyone to just become so naive and think that someone they don't know has their best interest, knowing what
Yes.
you're doing.
Yeah.
Go get that second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh opinion. Don't just settle for one person's whatever. No, you have to have ideals, have a basis about what you're doing.
Yeah. Like a lot of our people in our community have very, very, very low education. I'm not saying all, but a lot do. And this is how these Pan-Africans got their minds, but they're going to be destroyed. These leaders of this Pan-African and House of Consciousness shit. See, our people, they have an audience of a lot of our people that are just literally very low educated and don't, a lot of them can't read. A lot of them literally can't
Right.
write, read, or write. And they take
Nothing.
people like Jabari, because he knows how to talk like white people, to be great leaders. And they're fooled by that. But see,
Good old token. Good old
yeah,
token.
but see, that's gonna backfire on his ass.
Yep.
It's gonna backfire. It's gonna backfire because you can't do that, but for so long to our people, you can't before you fall.
And that's why I just want to get everybody like even with you, I love and I'll humble myself. Like I listen, I'll participate in the chat, listening to what you're saying and everything like that. You know, I was listening to you while I was out on my rig, but I'm out there cooking, so I can't actually jump on and do nothing. So I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, provide for my family like I normally do for, you know. So
Yeah,
I'm
and
listening
don't
to that.
take
That
my
was
word for everything. I'm putting myself in the same position as everybody else that lecture. Don't just listen to me. Look
Yup.
your because I'm a student every day before I'm a know-it-all. Like Jabari, I'm a student every day. And don't take what I say as the final word. Keep looking.
Yup. Quote of my father. Quote of my father. He said, "The moment you stop learning is the minute you become stupid."
Facts. There you go.
That's what my dad told me since I was 4 years old. I'm 45. I always keep that.
That's some good advice right there. And I like dialoguing with white Europeans. I do. Because you get to learn what they were taught in school when they were little. And they grow up. I mean, up here, man, I remember, and this shit is very real. A lot of white kids that grew up in the suburbs, they were sheltered. So they didn't grow up around black people. And they learned in their elementary school and they went to college. Do you know after graduation they was trying to burn the fucking college down because they got into college and began having relationships, like professional relationships with black people. And that shit fucks with them because when they were little, their mother told them, and parents in school told them very negative things about black people, period.
I know the one line that they said for real.
And they grew up and saw that it was a fucking lie once they get into college and they really become best friends and they ended up hating their parents. I know this commissioner, I ain't gonna say no name, but he adopted Asian kids and the kid grew up to be a cop. And um and he's white. The kid grew up to be a cop. And I never forget that day he came to work and said that his son told him that he hates him because he's prejudiced. And he raised an Asian kid from birth. And this kid grew up to hate him. He became a cop and told his father that he hated him. And to this date, he still never went back to his home because he hated his father for who he was. And he wanted to be friends with black people. And his father tried to pick his friends for him. And he just told him he hated him. A lot of white people do that to their kids. And their kids grow up and they go to college and they get around black people and say,
There's that line.
Dude, you're nothing like what my fucking parents said. They fucking lied to me. They're
There's that
racist.
line.
Yeah, man. That's some real shit, man.
Sister Bethy.
Hmm?
Sister Bethy. It was that one line was this: you don't talk or date out your race.
Yeah.
I figured out they talk. I didn't did this enough. I'm not pouting or touting myself or anything like that. It's just that I understand everything. I'm like I said, I humble myself around you, but on some things I just gotta go ahead and let it go.
No, and I look, I ain't got nothing against that. I don't tell nobody who to fall in love with. I don't. That's not my place.
Ain't it though?
It's never been my place. I don't pick nobody's friends and I don't pick their lovers.
Nope.
I respect people that respect me. If you disrespect me or I see you harassing me or trying to harass me, I make sure that you have a miserable fucking life every time you fuck with me. And that's at work, at home, anywhere.
I heard that. I heard that. But like I said, and just like you said, please, everyone, don't just take Sister Bethy's word for it. Go look it up
Right.
yourselves.
Yes,
Just
please.
keep searching. Keep searching. You can scoop us too and let us know something. Don't think that this is a one-person job. We need y'all too. We need y'all to go and look this stuff up as well. Help us
Yeah.
help you. Help us help you.
Facts. I love when people come and share stuff that they find on my panel because it's interesting. Start looking in other countries, historical societies. Don't just go by the United States because we know the United States are the biggest fucking liars in the world and the biggest deceivers in the world. So I don't fuck with their shit. I use it against them.
It's always a different story dealing with a different country. Understand
Yep.
that.
Yep.
That's all you got to know. It's always a different story when you go look at that other country.
Yep. Because you know all these other countries don't like United States. They don't. So they're gonna tell you the
why.
truth.
I
Yeah.
wonder why.
They don't. So they're gonna tell you the truth. And United States are, oh, they're just jealous of our freedom. No, they're not. They just don't like you because you're fucking ugly.
They don't like them
Bottom line,
people.
there's nothing to be jealous of. You're murderers, liars, thieves.
That's the
You're-
people we put in there for real. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people look at it, but I look at it so in depthly. It's like I fought us for where we are because of look at who we have to represent us across the board to these other countries. For real. I ain't
Yeah,
gotta
that's why
call
I
out
made
no
a statement
names
I made.
because a lot of
They-
these people been in
Yep.
there for almost 50, 60, 70 years of their life.
Yep.
Come on.
That's why I make my statements. Like, if United States bombed up your country or sent weapons to another country to
Bomb up your
destroy
country.
you,
Yep.
I have nothing to do with that. And they need to know that you're not representing me
You're not
with your
representing me.
ugly ways. No, you're not.
Nope.
That needs to be put. Other countries need to know this. When you from another country and you're evaluating a white man that's running this country, please do not evaluate me the same. Equate us. Don't
Don't
because
equate
what
us.
they fucking did to you, they done already done to us, and we're still here.
And you gonna see. You just give it a little time. You gonna see too. You gonna see too. Just wait. Your time in the barrel is coming. That's how I'm looking at it. You know, because they put these people in these straits, knowing damn well how knowing damn well how people feel already. Come on. You mean to tell me all that money they were shifting off? You couldn't have used 10,000. I think all that money it was like 10, 15 grand per household.
Yep.
If not 30, something like that. I'm looking at these numbers these people
And we the people are not doing anything about this.
We the people are paying for it. We the people
and
are paying.
we're not doing anything about it.
Nope.
We're not screaming at our congressmen and congresswomen.
God.
We're not doing anything.
Oh, Mark.
We're just letting it happen.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense. So we're paying taxes to support another country. And
my thing is, what would the United States do if we
bad? That's what we're doing. Oh.
What would the United States do if every American just did not pay taxes? What they gonna do? Put us all in jail?
All we have to do is circulate the cash, nothing else. Circulate the cash.
If, I would wonder what that would look like if
circulate the cash.
White people, and black people just remove taxes from their checks and don't pay shit. What are they gonna do? What would happen? What would it be like if we all just stopped paying taxes?
And to be totally honest,
you got white people that got YouTube channels that's outraged of the money being sent to these to assist these other countries. White people be having these conversations on their YouTube channels. We fucking sent this much money to Israel. What if all of us just did not pay taxes?
Stop.
They wouldn't have the money to send over there, right?
Nope. Hell, how they gonna get paid? Real talk. See, they deal in quarterly. So they look at the quarterly income in a year, which is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all they do. They know how much they garnered in the first quarter, and second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. That's why it's all set up like a game. Straight up. I mean, it's just bottom line what it is. If everybody in the second or third quarter in the whole country stop paying just 1 quarter, stop paying it and just circulate the cash again, go straight cash only, straight cash, round it off. I'm serious, because I know people like me that cook food. I know people that's a mechanic. I know plumbers. I know electricians that can do that stuff at your house instead of them using their job. So I need you to support the righteous ones that's out here really doing it, you know? And all we got to do is circulate the cash. And that's how we keep our own money.
Well, on that note, it's been 3 hours. I didn't even expect to be on here for 3 hours, but it's been real, y'all. Smash the like button. I love y'all for joining me and dialoguing with me. I hope to get white people with like minds on my panel so I could dialogue, because I like to learn what they learn. What did they teach you in school?
Mm-hmm.
What did you learn? Mm-hmm. Those are good conversations to have, because this educational system is fucked up
all the way.
And baby, could you turn that light off in the basement, please? I want to learn, and I like to have those professional conversations. But on that note, I love y'all, and I'm about to get out of here. Straight Smoke, it was a pleasure having you up here. I hope you continue to visit me, dialoguing. I love, dialoguing, and I appreciate what you shared today. I truly do. I go back and I listen so I can make sure that I heard everything you said. So yes, I'll be listening. I'll be going back listening to our conversation.
As always, thank you for having me. Please, peace be unto you and yours. We will get past this as a people. I love everyone on you.
Honor to you, brother. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So you don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. What happened? We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love.